Hello everyone, I Suhel Sheikh welcome you all in our YouTube channel Engineering Shiksha. Today I am excited to announce this new section that I call Ask Why. Student, we stop learning from the day we stop questioning. One thing I learned, the best way to clear our concept, we have to argue with the theory. So this is the best way to learning any theory or any theoretical concept. So start questioning, that's keep you in a learning mode. So in this section, we regularly discuss some key question that you always or the answer of that you always looking for. The aim here is to motivate you such that you also start questioning and you like to start questioning, and that's way you will get the clarity in your engineering subjects. So with this, let's start our today's first question. Does transformer work on DC supply, or maybe why we should not connect a DC to transformer? Student, I have seen many intense debate on social media where people start fighting in comment that whether you can connect the DC with transformers or not. In this video, I have tried to rectify all this confusion. I remember in my machine exam, the question was asked why you should not connect a DC to transformer. So if I'm having a transformer and if I'm having a DC supply, why I should not connect this DC transformer? My short answer during that time was there will be a massive current in the primary of transformer, and this may probably burning of the primary of the coil. I know this will not justify 7 marks. So this is what actually if you are having a transformer with DC supply, the final result could be like this. If you ask any machine teacher regarding this question whether you can connect the transformer with DC supply, the probably that answer was no. You cannot do this like. People knows this thing from the Edison and Tesla's time that you cannot connect a transformer with the DC supply. But remember student, if you ask this to any of your power electronics teacher whether you can use these two combinations or not, the answer of your power electronics teacher could be like this. Yes, there is no problem when you are connecting transformer with DC supply. Remember students, both of them are right. The thing is that or their perspective may be possible different. The thing is that when you ask your machine teacher, they are thinking about the power transformer, and when you ask about or when you are asked this combination to your power electronics teacher, they are thinking about some probably some different kind of transformer. So in this particular lectures, we are going to discuss how you can connect the transformer with AC and as well as DC supply. Now let's start our discussion when we connected transformer with AC supply. So let's say we are having one transformer and we are connecting a AC supply voltage with this particular transformer. So when we are connecting transformer with AC supply, AC voltage, let's say Vm sin omega t, that is we are going to apply to this particular transformer. So as a result of this, some current is flowing through this transformer. So let us say some I current that is equal to Im sin omega t, some lagging current is flowing in this transformer. Remember friend, though I have not mentioned the secondary of transformer, this is just to avoid or just to save my drawing time, but ultimately you can remember that there is a secondary of the transformer and there will be a secondary flux and everything's are there. But I but I feel that to understand this phenomena of the transformer AC and DC supply, there will be no much significance that required to draw this transformer secondary. So let's start with this. So whenever I am connecting this, let's apply some KVL across this particular loop. So what I will get, this is minus V plus IR plus JIXL, and some back EMF E is produced in this winding, right? So when I will simplify this, what I will get, the current I that is flowing through this particular transformer primary, that is equal to V minus E upon R plus JXL. This is the current which are flowing through primary of this transformer whenever I am exciting with AC supply voltage. Student, remember that in this particular equation there will be a two quantity that play a major role when you are connecting the DC supply with transformer. That two quantities are the back EMF E, and second one is the XL that is equal to your reactance of this particular transformer. So when I am saying that E is nothing but equal to, you can say that is equal to N d phi by dt. It means that whenever there will be a flux present in the core, not only the flux that should be present in the core, but that flux is also should be changing with the time, and that flux will ultimately induce some back EMF in the transformer primary. This is play a very important role whenever you are connecting a transformer with particular AC supply voltage. And second quantity that is also play a very important role, that is your reactance, that is equal to 2 pi FL. These two quantities ultimately decide or ultimately limit your transformer current whenever you are connecting with AC supply voltage. So to understand this phenomena, let us connect our transformer with AC supply voltage, and whenever I am applying some voltage, let us say some flux is going to be produced. Remember that this flux is ultimately a varying quantity, or you can say that that is time varying quantity, or you can say that ultimately that will produce some back EMF in my transformer primary. So let's take some example, or we can consider some generalized value. Let us say I am applying some voltage. Okay, so let us say some voltage. Okay, we have just assumed that I am applying 230 volt RMS with this particular transformer. So as a result of this, we can say that some EMF is induced. So let us say for the time being, we can assume that some generalized value. Let us say for this particular case, we can assume there will be a some back EMF that will be produced, that is 210 volt. It means what? I am applying 230 volt over here. So I am applying some 230 volt here. Some back EMF will be generated 210, and some 20 volt will be dropped around this particular resistance. So this is what most generalized value that you can consider. Now let us discuss about what could be the value of impedance. You can say that R plus JX. So that is, let us say we have also assumed that is equal to around 10 ohm. Okay, so in this particular case, if I am assuming 230 volt AC voltage, back EMF 210, and divide by my impedance, that is 10 ohm. So if I am calculating the current in this particular case, what I will get? I will get that is equal to 2 ampere, right? So in this particular case, the presence of E term in this equation is actually save the transformer. Okay, so here the back EMF 210 will be produced. If I am saying that this 210 volt is not there, ultimately this value of the current is going to be a very high, and that's what exactly happened when you are connecting with DC supply. We will now let us focus on what exactly happened when you are connecting transformer with DC supply. So now let us we connect the transformer with some constant DC voltage V in this particular case. So as a result of this, when I'm applying some constant voltage V with this transformer, some constant current I is flowing through this particular transformer during the steady state condition. So as a result of this, some back EMF E is produced in the transformer, and that magnitude of E, that is equal to, shocking, that is equal to 0. What is the reason? The reason is that the flux which are present in the core, that is having a constant magnitude. The thing is that whenever we are applying some constant voltage V, as a result of this, some constant current I is generated in the machine. When the constant current I is flowing in this particular case, it will generate the flux phi, and that is also having a constant magnitude. What is E? E is equal to N d phi by dt. So it means that flux is now constant. So differentiation of this flux d phi by dt is going to be a 0 in this particular case. To understand this phenomena in a more better way, let us consider the BH curve. So in this particular case, what is the magnitude, or what you can consider about the H? Remember H, that is ultimately depends on your magnetic field, or ultimately it is depends on the current which are flowing through transformer. Okay, so H, that is equal to Ni by L, or simply you can say that your H is the function of current I. What about the magnitude, or what about the B? B is flux phi by A, or you can say that ultimately your flux is depending on which parameter, or you can say that B is actually a proportional to flux phi. So previously, when we are connecting a AC supply, exactly what happened? We are connecting the AC supply, so we are continuously varying the current I. And when we are continuously varying the current I, so ultimately your flux is also going to be continuously varying. Now, what exactly happened when you are connecting transformer with DC supply? To understand this phenomena, first of all, let us consider what we learn in our network class. You know, we learn in our network class that whenever you are having an inductor, when you connect the inductor, first time come in contact, when inductor first time come in contact with the energy, it will behave as an open circuit. Open circuit means there is no current. So this is your point, right? After that, what exactly happened? Your inductor will start charging. Okay, so now inductor will start charging, so you can ultimately consider this point. But after some time, there will be a one problem, that your inductor is actually, you can say that, behave as a short circuit. So in particular case, in your network class, what you are considering that your inductor is behave as a short circuit. And in ultimately, if I am saying that your inductor is behave as a short circuit, means what? Your transformer is, or your inductor is actually operating towards this region. That's what we call it as a saturation region. To understand the phenomena of transformer, this region is very important. If you observe this region very carefully, what exactly happened that though your current is varying, it means that my current is continuously increasing, right? My current is continuously varying in this particular region, but if I'm going to calculate the amount of flux, then that flux is constant, right? So it means that my I is still I'm seeing that my I is continuously varying, but what about the flux phi? Flux phi is constant. Okay, and if I'm saying that flux phi is constant, what is E? E is n d phi by dt. So in this particular region, my flux is constant. If I'm saying that my flux is constant, so as a result of this, my back EMF is also going to be zero. Is it clear to all of you? So it means that we always have to avoid the transformer or inductor to operate in this particular region, that you call it as a saturation region. There is one very important thing: whether you operate your transformer with AC supply or whether you operate transformer with DC supply, in both the case this region should be avoided. If your transformer accidentally, even in the AC case, reach to this particular point, your flux is going to be constant for some time, and this may possible that this will damage your transformer. In case of inductor or in case of transformer, when it is connected with DC supply, after some time it will ultimately reach to this point. That's what you call it in your network, that is equal to t equal to infinite time. Okay, that will depends on the value of ultimately the value of r and ultimately value of l. But anyway, in each and every case, this time that is you are obtaining, though it is mentioning that is equal to t equal to infinite, but ultimately this must be equal to depend on r by l, and in generalized value this could be a some millisecond or some microsecond. It means that after some microsecond your transformer will ultimately reach to this particular region. Okay, so in this particular case, if I am considering my again the transformer primary equation, so it means that I am applying still 230 volt RMS, right? What about the back EMF generated in this particular case when I'm applying DC voltage? So it means that my back EMF that is equal to 0. Now let us discuss about what could be the value of R plus JXL. Previously this R plus JXL equal to 10 ohm. Now can I say that this is now not equal to 10 ohm? This is also less than 10 ohm. Why it is so? The reason is that your XL that is also equal to 2 pi FL. So now XL value is also going to be 0. So this is a very less value with compared to your 10 ohm. But let us assume right now this is less than 10 ohm. So if I am going to calculate the current, this is 230 minus 0. So this is 230 and this is also less than 10. So in short, I can say that this current is more than 23 ampere, right? This is not equal. This is a more than 23 ampere that is flowing through my transformer primary. And definitely if this is a less than 10 ohm, my current is greater than 23 ampere and my transformer could not actually tolerate this much ampere current. Remember, I have designed the transformer with 2 ampere rated ampere current I have considered. And if 23 or more than 23 ampere current will be flowing through primary of the transformer cannot tolerate, or it cannot be ultimately, it cannot be operate with this much a high amount of current, and because of that the drop and your current will be flowing very high, and this may ultimately damage your transformer. So that's it, we cannot connect a DC supply to transformer, right? Wait, in later stage we have learned one more subject or new subject, that's what we call it as a SMPS. In DC-DC converter we have seen so many transformer which has actually connected with your DC-DC converters. So if you observe the circuit of your any DC-DC transformer, or if you open your SMPS in your home, what you can find out? You can find out there are lots of transformer or inductors are connected, and they all are operated with DC supply. Initially you are having a AC supply, that AC supply is actually rectified, and finally you are having a DC. And that DC-DC may be possible step up or step down by using these transformers. Okay, so now again, if you ask your any power electronics teacher whether you can connect transformer with DC supply, then their answer is simply yes. There is no problem with the connection of AC with, or sorry, DC with transformer. So now let's just try to understand how you can connect a DC with transformer. So this is the circuit of SMPS or switch mode power application. That's also called it as a flyback converter. This is very popular in low power DC-DC converter. You can find out this circuit in your mobile charger and some low watt application when you require DC voltage, right? So your AC supply voltage that are available at home converted into DC by using rectifier, and that rectified DC voltage will be stepped down by using these transformers. So this is a step down transformer that is used in DC-DC application. Remember, this switch is play a very important role. This switch, or you can expect here IGBT or MOSFET depending on your requirement. This switch is continuously turning on and off with some microsecond. So within some microsecond this switch is on, and within some microsecond this switch is going to be turned off. This will use to avoid the transformer saturation. So what you are actually applying with this particular case, what you are doing, this is the voltage that we are applying to primary of transformer. What I am doing, some microsecond I will make this switch on. Whenever I will make this switch on, this supply voltage V is actually applied to this particular transformer, right? After some time, what we are doing, we are actually opening this switch. If you are opening this switch, it means that the supply was directly, or you can say that the supply is disconnected, and the voltage that you are applied to transformer, that is equal to 0. Though it is pulsating DC, or though you can say that ultimately it is pulsating DC or any other quantity, but the main thing is that if you take or if you calculate the average of this particular waveform, you will always get an average value. And when you finding out the average value for this particular case, you can say that it is ultimately a DC excitation. In this particular case, what we are doing, this is a very important. When you are making your switch on, it means that you are connecting DC supply voltage with the inductor. So it means that my inductor will start charging, right? So it means that I can say that my inductor is start charging, right? After some microsecond, what we are saying, that inductor will behave as a open circuit. That is what in this particular region, you can say that that is equal to your saturation region, and we should avoid this region. Okay. So what we are doing, whenever this will reach to us some nearer to peak to your saturation region, we are making this switch off. So whenever you are making this switch off, ultimately you are uh, you are removing the energy source from the primary side, so flux in the core will start decreasing. So whenever it will reach to an initial value, then again we are making this switch on. When you are making this switch on, it means you are again excited. So it means that though we are saying that this is some pulsating DC voltage and it will result in your pulsating flux, but the thing is that your flux is in the core is continuous, and it is continuously increase, decrease, increase and decrease. Flux is having a varying magnitude. It means that you can always get a d phi by dt in this particular case. Even if you are having the AC transformer, if you connect the AC transformer with, just say, DC supply at your home, and if you are able to remove or disconnect that supply within the time limit, okay, before it reach to saturation, then also you can connect the transformer with the DC supply. Remember, but you cannot do this, okay, because you are not having this much capability that within a few microseconds you can disconnect the supply. Okay, so though I am saying that transformer, when you connect with the DC supply, but for few microseconds it will be operated in this region, and that is very safe region. But if you are having a power transformer and you can connect and you are not able to remove within some millisecond, then transformer will get damaged. So remember, don't try it your home. Only Rajnikant sir can have that possibilities or that power that they can disconnect the supply. Anyway, so the main important thing is that in this particular case, whenever you are applying a DC excitation or you continuously applying and disconnecting the DC supply, your flux in the core is continuously varying, and it means that d phi by dt is present in the circuit. So in this particular case, when I am saying that d phi by dt is present, it means that my EMF is not equal to 0. And EMF is present in the circuit, it means that my current in this particular case will be in limited. Okay, and that means that my transformer can safely operate in this particular case, that is DC-DC converters. There is one very interesting fact is that this transformer design was actually initially developed by the NASA for the space application. Have you any idea about that, why they are using this particular case? The reason is that whenever you are increasing the frequency, Whenever you are increasing the frequency for the same output of the transformer, your area of window, area of ion is going to be reduced. What NASA is actually looking for, the DC-DC converter, there are so many linear regulated power supply was available during that time, but NASA was looking for some space constraint. So he was looking for some DC-DC converter that can occupy, or that can actually space of that particular device is should be reduced. So what they are thinking about, that let us increase the frequency. When you increase the frequency for the same output voltage Q, your area of window and area of ion is going to be reduced. What do you mean by area of window, area of ion? These are ultimately where you are going to wound your winding. Okay, you can say that when you increase the frequency, your magnetics requirement, that is going to be comes down. To understand this in very simple manner, let us say if I am having a n d phi by dt, E is equal to n d phi by dt. In this particular case, if I am going to increase my d phi by dt, ultimately my requirement of number of turn is going to be reduced. It means that if my number of turns is going to be reduced, the area that I require to bound this number of turns, that is also going to be reduced. It means that area of window and area of ion is going to be reduced. And as a result of this, my transformer size is reduced drastically. And that's what the intention here is, that this transformer is not a simple power transformer. This is high frequency ferrite core transformer. Okay, so in this particular case, your transformer size is reduced, and as a result of this, DC-DC converter size is very reduced, and that is the prime motive for the NASA for designing this DC-DC converters. And remember, in airspace application also, the airspace is actually not operated with low frequency. They are also operated with high frequency. And the reason is the same thing. The intention is to increase the frequency such that your size of magnetics will be come down, your size of conductor will be reduced, and your ultimately transformer or any other inductive devices which are connected in your supply system is going to be reduced. So that's it, all about how you can connect the AC with transformer and how you can connect the DC with transformer. But just wait for some minutes. Remember friends, if I am saying that if you increase the frequency, your magnetics or your component or area of window, area of ion is going to be reduced. Now you have to think about that. If this is the case, why we are operating this fan or light and everything's on 50 hertz? We should also increase so that our magnetics will be comes down. I'm not going to answer this. You have to think about that and you start thinking. Okay, so with this, goodbye. Thank you.